Hey everybody, it's me, Sam. So today's lecture is called Always Ask Why. Now, in many of your assignments, you'll get a note from me that says, the facts here are great, you've presented a lot of them, but why? Why are these facts important? So this lecture is about how to get more out of your humanities assignments. Now, the idea here is that I really don't care that much about facts. The facts, like I said, they're a vital part of what makes a humanities class. We need to know when something was built and who built it and how it was built and these kinds of things. But ultimately, the important thing is, what significance does this structure, or this art, or this painting, or the sculpture, or whatever it is, what significance does this have for the culture that we're studying? Now, ultimately, humanities is the study of people, right? And part of the reason we study their art is because the art is the thing that's left. The art, meaning the obviously the paintings, but the architecture, the sculpture, the relief, the pottery, all of this, that's what's left of civilizations. So that's what we study. So it's important to know what it is and how it was built and that kind of thing. But really what I'm looking for is why. Why was it built that way? Okay, so you see here a picture, these 4 pictures of the Eiffel Tower. This is my example. Let's do an example. So here's the Eiffel Tower. You see here the Eiffel Tower being built. It's going up, and there it is. Okay, so let's analyze the Eiffel Tower using this sort of structure. Okay. Well, here are the facts. The Eiffel Tower is a lattice tower built of iron in Paris, France. And it was built in 1889 as part of the World's Fair. It's about 80 or 81 stories high, and it was the tallest structure in the world for over 40 years. Now, this also means that it was the tallest structure in the history of the world up to that point for over 40 years. There are 3 levels for visitors. The highest is about 900 feet, and still to this day it's the highest observation platform in the European Union. And it's constructed from puddled or wrought iron. It's an iron structure. Okay, so those are the facts. In many assignments that I get essentially just those, Here's an analysis of the Eiffel Tower. And I get that it's iron lattice, it was built in 1889, it's very tall, and so on. But those are the facts. Those have no bearing on the significance of the structure itself. So when you write your analyses, make sure that you present the facts and then you explain why those facts are important. So let's continue. So what? So why? Look, the Eiffel Tower was very tall, and it was built in 1889. And we know that in 1889, industrialism was really coming around and was kind of at its peak. Now, the thing is, not everyone loved the Eiffel Tower when it was built. Many people thought that it was going to stick out like a sore thumb, which it kind of did, right? Paris is built on monuments, and most of the architecture in Paris is neoclassical. We have the Louvre, we have Versailles, we have a palace, we have museums, we have churches and Notre Dame, and we have all of these gorgeous, really beautiful, strong, solid, sturdy, very historical structures. And here is this Eiffel Tower. It's built of iron, which is actually quite lighter than stone and stronger than stone, so you can go much higher. And it looks modern. And in 1889, at the World's Fair, we know that the world is marching towards this sort of modernism that not everyone wants to be a part of. There's science and there's industry, and industry is making the world black, and really in even a bigger way than it is today. It was changing the landscape, and so on and so forth. So the Eiffel Tower represented modernism, and not everyone loved it. But here's something else. When the typical Parisian stepped onto the very top of that Eiffel Tower, they looked out and they saw something that no one had ever seen in the history of the world. They saw the world from that height. They saw the world from 81 stories up. They saw Paris that they'd never seen before. It looked different. No one had ever seen the world in this way before. So the Eiffel Tower literally changed the way human beings saw the world. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about when I say, what is the significance of this structure, or of this piece, or of this? That's it. The Eiffel Tower changed the way we saw the world. So we take the facts, we take the world as it was at that time, and we sort of figure it out. What was happening at that moment that made this piece significant. It's also worth noting that every piece that we study in this class in particular was created based, not based on, but was created because the artist was responding to the world of the day. So there is some significance there. It's not necessarily important for you to get it right every single time, but it is important to you, for you to try and figure it out. What do these facts tell us about that day and that age in which this piece was made? Okay, so it's not always enough to ask what, or to explain what. You must always try and explain why. So, with that, please let me know if you have any questions. And I'm looking forward to reading your work from here on out. Okay, bye-bye.